So there was one guy, he followed me like after my work. He followed me to my home. Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we eat foreign food and talk about overseas lifestyle. Here I have Yucy with me.
Hi.
Babe, what are we eating today?
Today we have a lot of chicken feet here.
Chicken feet.
Yeah, and they're spicy.
Oh. Alright y'all, let's get eating and let's start on the topic. Okay, so basically in the media, there's been a lot of talk these days about like what's going on in Mexico. The situation that happened where like some American tourists, they kind of got caught up with a drug cartel, and it's kind of, you know, half of them were found dead, and like I think the other two were like returned safely, but it's kind of got a lot of people in the media these days talking about, is it safe to go overseas? Like, you know, is traveling overseas safe? And like the funny thing is, like a lot of the people who think that it's not safe overseas are people who haven't even been overseas yet. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Okay, babe, so let me ask you, you've been living overseas your whole life. How have you managed to stay alive this whole time?
I think it's pretty easy. Because here in China it's very safe. No matter it's daytime or nighttime, it's safe here. Most of the time it's very safe, but gotta be careful. There are also some dangerous people. Just get away from them.
Okay, so like what's a dangerous person you like? What do you think a dangerous person is?
Okay, so I can think of one closest thing that happened to me recently. So there was one guy, he followed me like after my work. He followed me to my home. Yeah. So I just think he's kind of weird.
Okay, so like you had this situation where someone followed you from your work to your home. And that is kind of a scary situation. Like, here's one thing you guys got to understand. The situation for women is probably way more dangerous than it is for men. Like, if you're a man, you don't really have too much to worry about, especially overseas. But like for women, it's kind of like you have the dangers of like some crazy guy wanting to follow you home and do who knows what to you. So for women, the situation is a lot more dangerous, especially for women who want to come overseas who don't really have maybe any protection in the local area. But for us men, it's kind of like, I think for men, the main things we need to worry about is kind of avoiding confrontation, like avoiding fights and things like that. But in terms of like just random people like trying to attack you, that's probably way less likely to happen for a man. Okay, so with that said, I will say this. Asia is super safe. Like, I can't speak for South America because I hear like a lot of crazy stories coming out of Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. But over here in Asia, you don't really hear any of those kind of stories of like Americans captured and being murdered by like a drug cartel, because Asia is really strict on these kind of drug things. And like, you know, they don't play that kind of bribery where you can have like a drug cartel running inside the country. Really, like, they put people to death just for like trying to sell drugs over here. So it's really serious. And you don't really have that kind of gang violence that goes on in other parts of the world. All right, babe, so let me ask you, like, what are some ways you think that people can avoid danger? Like, we want to avoid dangerous situations.
Babe, how are you feeling these days?
That's a great question, babe. You know, I'm feeling great because I'm alive. And one thing I like to do when I'm out here staying alive is stay fresh. So I bring my TravaLux toiletry bag. It holds all my stuff that I need inside of it. Look at this. Got my shavers, this right here. You know, different clippers. Oh, I even got some scissors and brushes. All this stuff in here. So yeah, y'all. This TravaLux toiletry bag. Not only are you going to protect your life by going overseas, you also got to protect your appearance and protect your kind of, you know, the way you carry yourself. You want to project a really good image. So a TravaLux toiletry bag, it's really great for that. And yeah, go to luxologylifestyle.com, get your bag, guys. We're shipping them out. See you next time. See you on the flight. What are some ways you think that people can avoid danger? Like, we want to avoid dangerous situations.
Yeah, like for example, if you want to go out at night, just go out with your friends. But even though I went out a few times just by myself, I was fine. But later, when I thought of it, oh, maybe that was kind of dangerous. So if you are a girl, you'd better just go out with your friends at night.
So for women, definitely going out with friends is definitely best. I would say for men too, like honestly, if you want to avoid trouble, having another person there with you and kind of just if you're by yourself, it might make you seem like an easy target. But if you have someone there with you to kind of back you up, you're less likely to encounter these situations where someone might pick you because they think you're such an easy
Right.
person to take advantage of. Okay, so like one more thing about location, like I know guys really like kind of like the curvy, beautiful women in like Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. Like a lot of guys, they're kind of addicted to that body type, so they're willing to take that risk to go to that part of the world. But me, honestly, like I'm kind of risk averse when it comes to like safety. So I'm more likely to like stay away from those types of places because for me, safety is like a top priority. Like that's one of the main benefits I get from leaving America. So if I'm back in a place where my safety is kind of at risk, for me, it's just really not worth it. Like, you know, it has to be like some really, really gigantic benefits for me to even think about staying long term in a place like that where you kind of hear a lot of stories of just random violence happening. So like basically like when I hear about these situations, it's kind of like a person, they're in a bad place, wrong time, and something terrible happens. So there are some things we can do to kind of avoid bad things being inflicted upon us when we're overseas. So like one thing I've really noticed is just being a friendly, nice person, you're more likely to not have bad situations happen to you. Like if you're just friendly and nice to the people around you, you're kind of gonna bring that good energy, and you're less likely to attract those types of people who just want to like,
Fight.
yeah, they want to fight you and just try to like mess up your day. On that note, though, there are people who like they might take advantage of someone who's like too friendly and nice and sweet. So like one thing I really recommend to guys specifically is to like hit the gym and like try to put on some muscle. Because like, you know, when you have muscle and you're like not so weak looking, people are less likely to want to mess with you, you know? Like if you kind of can intimidate them a little bit without needing to intimidate them. Like some guys are going to see you, they're going to be like, oh, it's just, you know, I'd be careful around that guy because they know that, you know, you're not an easy target. So like really like taking care of your health and just having a good body, it really helps, you know, I think it helps deter people from maybe wanting to try to start a fight with you.
Yeah.
So with all that said, like, okay, you choose the right location, you kind of got a nice personality, so you're not going to start any crap, and you have a decent muscle size or whatever, so guys aren't going to think you're so weak and want to take advantage of you. So, babe, even if a person does all those things and they still encounter a situation where maybe, you know, the person, they're acting aggressive or they try to start a fight with them, what do you think they can do in that kind of situation if they want to like avoid any trouble or danger?
Yeah, I think you'd better just walk away. Because here, usually police are not very friendly to foreigners. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a situation where like, okay, a local guy or a local group of guys might want to try to start a fight with you. Or maybe it can even be honestly foreigners like fight each other sometimes too. Like if you're going to the foreigner nightclub and you're in there partying with other foreigners, whenever there's like alcohol and like women involved and it's nighttime, those three situations, it just, you know, those are the those three things mixed together, like all that testosterone and like, you know, rage building up inside of people, it seems to come out at nighttime. So those are the situations where you might encounter fights. So if you can kind of, you know, be careful in those types of situations and don't escalate situations. That's the main thing. Like if you see something about to escalate, try to de-escalate it. You know, like, and that's where being a nice person kind of, I don't know if the word nice, like maybe I say the word nice, there's going to be a lot of American guys who you think, oh, like nice guy, that means I'm weak. But really just being like friendly and like not super aggressive with other people, that will usually calm down a lot of situations. And your life is less likely to be at risk because you're not going to be encountering those, stirring up those violent situations.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, like this topic's really interesting because safety is like a big factor for us guys who want to live overseas. Like it's not just all about like women. A lot of us just want better health and kind of safer living conditions. So this is just a pretty interesting topic, and I hope you guys enjoyed our little brief discussion about it.
Yeah, and if you liked our video, please give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah, we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.